Greetings, friend, and welcome. In February 2026, representatives from 85 countries met in A Coruña, Spain, for the third Responsible AI in the Military Domain Summit, known as REAIM. The final declaration contained 20 principles for using artificial intelligence in warfare. At the end of the summit, only 35 countries signed it. The United States and China, two of the world's most powerful military and AI states, refused. The A Coruña Declaration did not prohibit autonomous weapons or stop governments from developing military AI. It was non-binding. Countries were asked to affirm human responsibility for AI-enabled weapons, maintain clear chains of command, conduct risk assessments and robust testing, properly train personnel, and share information about national oversight where national security allowed it. France, Germany, Britain, Canada, South Korea, Ukraine, and others signed. The declaration remained open after the summit. Spain's official REAIM page now lists 45 endorsing countries, meaning 10 more joined after the original 35. As of August 2026, neither the US nor China appears on that list. In 2023, the US launched its own political declaration on responsible military use of artificial intelligence and autonomy and encouraged other governments to join. It called for human chains of command, legal review, trained personnel, rigorous testing, auditable systems, and safeguards capable of disengaging AI behaving unexpectedly. By late 2024, nearly 60 states had endorsed it, including the United States itself. The US participated in the earlier REAIM summits and supported previous international frameworks. But at A Coruña in 2026, Washington did not endorse the new declaration. Every country may want safeguards publicly, but no military wants restrictions that an adversary might ignore. Separate United Nations talks under the Convention on Certain Conventional Weapons are trying to establish rules for lethal autonomous weapon systems. These are systems capable of identifying, selecting, and engaging targets with varying degrees of human involvement. More than 100 states have spent years debating where the human must remain in that process. Russia and the US are among the countries arguing that existing international humanitarian law is sufficient rather than creating a new binding legal instrument specifically for autonomous weapons. The American position is that commanders should retain appropriate levels of human judgment, but that there should not be a rigid universal requirement dictating exactly how much human control every weapon must have. During 2026 negotiations, the US even resisted the proposed phrase, human control, preferring language centered on human judgment and care. Its argument is that battlefield conditions differ and fixed requirements could unnecessarily restrict military capabilities. The Pentagon has openly pursued AI because it can accelerate battlefield decisions, improve targeting and situational awareness, create faster kill chains, and preserve what it calls decision advantage over adversaries. At the same time, official US policy still says autonomous weapons must permit appropriate human judgment and undergo testing and legal review. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres called for negotiations on a legally binding instrument to be concluded by 2026, prohibiting autonomous weapons that function without human control or cannot comply with international humanitarian law. But the chair of the current negotiations said in March that this deadline will realistically be missed. A final 2026 negotiating session is scheduled for August 31st through September 4th, followed by the Convention's Review Conference in November, where countries could decide whether to begin negotiations on an actual binding protocol. A treaty only works when the countries building the most powerful weapons are willing to be bound by it. If the nations leading the race for autonomous weapons and military expansion refuse to accept the rules, who exactly are those rules supposed to control? This is Micah Sai with the Singularity Hub. Subscribe to stay in the loop.